Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we have a doozy of a game. We have FSU against LSU. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the game that people have been waiting for. I am expecting us to go to game 5. How about you, Dor?
I'm expecting a game 5 as well. Both these teams came in teeth sharp, ready for blood. FSU, though, losing their first map of the entire tournament, of the entire season, with the match against Illinois. LSU, I believe, Illinois took a map off them as well. So they're both coming in as pretty much exactly even right now in scoreline, making this all the more interesting right now. It looks like the players are just getting loaded in, and we're going to kick off with Caven.
Right, here we go, coming into the kickoff here. And Icarus and Reverb both going to go in. It goes into the side favor of LSU. Into FSU's side. A bit of a whiff coming out from Ghost. He goes for the bump away from Sharp there. Bruno with the ball. We know how deadly this man is if he can get that air dribble. But Sharp with that defensive rotation was exactly what they need. Reverb's going to get a massive clear.
And now Ghost, the man, has to clear it. Tough little touch there. But he manages to get it. Bruno sends it off his own backboard. And Icarus is going to be there to finish it off now. Trying to gain some control for FSU. But it's back across the center. Ghost with the clear. Icarus trying to pass to his teammate. But he passes it right to T-Bates. Bruno now has to get this ball out of his half. His team's running low on boost. So they need to get rid of it soon.
And now once again, Icarus. T-Bates getting it. Icarus was looking to try and play a bit offensive there. Go for a bump. T-Bates with a good touch. Might just drop into the goal here. Oh my goodness.
And Ghost taps it in straight from the rebound of T-Bates, laying it down right beneath him. T-Bates not able to get in the way of it, unfortunately pushing it further in for LSU.
Now coming out. It's one of those things, right? FSU taking the lead. It's the battle of the states.
Oh my god, battle it will be as two demolitions go down, just blowing each other up. Now ball stuck here in the LSU half. Icarus goes up, sets the ball in the middle. T-Bates needs to clear it now. FSU has Ghost back though. Not going to be going in that easily as LSU regains control in the Florida State half.
And here we go. T-Bates passing it back up to Sharp. Sharp couldn't get the momentum in time. That ball is hovering very, very close to FSU's goal, but they managed to find the clear. Back to T-Bates. T-Bates redirect to Sharp. It's going to hit the crossbar. Bruno just saves it.
Just knocking it out, and that's what you need to have. It's those little differences, but both these teams, interestingly enough, laying one in. Sharp finds an easy save. Now Reverb laying it up. Both these teams playing relatively slow. We're seeing them have to slow it down in order to beat each other. Reverb goes for the dribble. Bruno almost finds a save, but Reverb with a fantastic air dribble, bringing it past all three members of Florida State here. Bringing it around Ghost and getting it just in past Bruno.
Yeah, Reverb there. I mean, what can I say, right? Air dribbles are just class.
I mean, you're right, and that was a good one, too. I mean, and Bruno's not able to finish, but 1-1. The series is as tense as ever, and honestly, that's what the play feels like. It's not as fast as we've seen in the previous series because these teams are playing so possessive, so controlling, and their passing game is so on point. This ball kind of stays around midfield, bouncing around, nobody really going off on huge counterattacks or breaks. And it's really impressive to see how well these teams are able to manage the ball.
Yeah, they're purely waiting for opportunity to strike, and that's both sides here, both waiting to make a slip-up so that they can take that lead. 1-1. We are entering half-time just about now. That ball now hovering by LSU, but Reverb's going to be able to try and get it. Bruno contests him, manages to get it past him. He sets it up, but Sharp's going to clear it.
Ghost up for the save, has to make a risky touch, but puts it in the center of the goal. Nobody's able to finish it, though, for LSU. Two goalkeepers in the box now to make sure that one doesn't go in. And now we're officially at halftime. Icarus taps the ball out to Bruno. Bruno deciding what to do with it, but Sharp putting on the pressure forces him to dump it. T-Bates send one starts to post, and Icarus isn't quite there for the save. Sharp makes it 2-1.
Yeah, and from what I've heard overall, Florida State is currently undefeated, where LSU did drop a series. So it's quite an interesting situation. If LSU can do this, they'd be able to drop one of Florida's series. And now what's the tiebreaker to end in LSU's favor?
From what I'm seeing here, LSU actually... No, they dropped one map against Illinois, similar to what Florida State did.
Oh,
so they're
okay,
no longer undefeated on the game.
No, you are correct there. I completely misread that. Huh. So that does mean that we're on a tiebreaker either way. So either way this is going, this will determine our top seed.
Yeah, somebody has to lose here eventually. Whether it's going to be the Knowles or the Tigers is the question now. Lining up though, Ghost sending one off the top, but the pressure's not over as Bruno lays one in. Reverb finding it off the top, though. Bruno not done with the pressure. Trying to just play it here in the midfield. Icarus putting the pressure on. Ghost there for the clear, though. Who's going to win this 50-50? It's Sharp setting it up for his teammate, but Icarus finding the ball.
Yeah, now once again, Icarus getting a nice touch there, clearing it away. Bruno following up, Reverb right on it. He's going to try to try and grab it past Ghost, but actually misses the bump.
Misses the bump. He's going to be punished. That means he's not there for the shot at the end, and Bruno is going to take this ball up the wall, and this could be dangerous here for LSU. He gets the option of sending this off the side or into the goal. Sends it off the side will be Ghost. Icarus barely isn't able to beat T-Bates out to the ball, keeping it out of the LSU net now. Ball still will be recentered to Reverb, and this ball is just floating around midfield. It's opportunity after opportunity for these teams.
Now coming out, T-Bates, okay, getting a good clear here. Ghost, T-Bates was looking to try and stop it, but Reverb waiting in the corner.
Ball now out here for Florida State. Icarus puts it back into the LSU corner. It's going to buy Florida State a lot of time to re-grab their boost and fill up. Which should mean they can last a little bit longer than this LSU side right now.
Yeah, now here we go. Bruno getting a tap. Goes back to Reverb. Reverb passing it to Sharp. Sharp's ready in position. Ghost, though, sitting in the corner, ready for it.
That was risky there. T-Bates hitting it off the back of his teammate's car. Could have had an awkward bounce. Luckily for him, they'll send it straight into the FSU half, but straight into the hands right now. Bruno is going to try and take it into the LSU goal. But Icarus grabbing it at 10 seconds. LSU the advantage. FSU need a goal now. Send it down into the LSU corner now. They might get one more opportunity. Icarus knocks it to the center, but the ball's going to touch, and Ghost can't quite get there in time. First game to LSU.
LSU taking the first game. I mean, this is one of those things, right? Like you said, somebody's got to lose, and that was only a 1-goal differential overall. Even if we look at the shots taken, they are dead even. All that happened there was Florida State let one more goal in than Louisiana State did.
That match was as close as it could be, and I'm honestly so excited to get into the next one because I can only imagine that it's going to be the exact same deal as we get ready here. What do you see happening in the second match?
Coming into the second match, I would like to see FSU taking it by a goal, right? Because then we'd get to see more Rocket League, and I think, again, time and time again, I just want to see more Rocket League. Both of these teams are absolutely phenomenal, and we will be getting into game number 2 very, very quickly here. What do you expect, Dor, as we get into the kickoff?
I want to see Florida State try to commit a little bit harder on their attacks. And same thing for LSU. Honestly, it's finishing off these balls. They're sending the players forward. And a lot of times it's a smart move to bring their players back just because of where the boost is at the time. When you bring your players back, you're able to pick up pretty much all the boost on the field and deny it to the enemy team. But sometimes when you want to score, you just have to go for it. And it's going to be Reverb finding the first one.
Yeah, LSU here taking that very, very early lead, 17 seconds into the game.
Playing it off the corner. This is just classic Rocket League here. Off the corner to the center, and there's a man available. Jumping a little bit too high early. I think it was Bruno who got a little bit lost in the midfield. But FSU all of a sudden back a goal after only 17 seconds.
Yeah, now the Sharp pinching it. Sharp, oh my goodness, is this SF? Oh, no, okay, not quite. For a second there, I thought FSU had that. That looked absolutely phenomenal.
Oh! Icarus almost pulls a fancy shot off, trying to set it back to Ghost, but Bruno, they're trying to tap it in. Another one goes wide. He's trying a third time, but he's not going to have it off the wall now. Setting it up for Icarus. The ball still in the LSU half. They're not out of the woods yet. Bruno setting up in the center field, waiting for his opportunity to strike now. Icarus going to lay one in on the goal. Ball goes up, countered by T-Bates, so will get the clear. Ghost has to clear back into the LSU half. Sharp has to flip backwards, though. It'll be going the way of Ghost now as Icarus trying to center it, trying to get it to his teammate. Off the top, ball goes out. Bruno's not quite in a position to take it. He's just going to have to buy possession here for Florida State.
Yeah, and I think that's the right decision coming out from Bruno, right? Keep possession in, get it to a teammate, but Sharp manages to intercept it, and this might be another opportunity open up for LSU.
And this is one of the reasons why we talk about being defensive at the right time being so important. We now see FSU with a bit of a boost advantage. A lot of these LSU players, and what a save from T-Bates, able to hold on to that one. And FSU still on the back foot here, though. Until you can regain those boost pads, you will be playing from behind. You won't be able to keep up quite the same, but LSU's doing it fantastically.
Now, once again, this looks like a chance. Again, these shots from FSU are just going slightly too wide. Icarus should be able to put it in, though.
And it's been so many shots here out of FSU, but it finally pays off. putting one in the back of the net at just about 3 minutes. Bruno has been peppering this goal, but T-Bates looks absolutely unstoppable right now.
Yeah, and I think that's really interesting because it just goes to show how good of a defense LSU has overall, right? Because FSU have had good ball control. They've managed to pepper them with shots, like you said. And that was the first time they've let a goal in.
Yeah, this LSU defense looks absolutely incredible. Pretty much everything about both these teams has been completely on par with one another right now. The differences have been minuscule, but now it's Ghost setting up the cross. He will get it over, but it's just a little bit too far, as now it's going to Sharp for the clear.
Good pass there to Reverb. Bruno trying to intercept it, but Reverb still ends up coming on top. Now, good clear coming out from Ghost. I thought he was going to try and get a pass or a bounce shot there. But Ghost managing to clear it here onto Icarus. T-Bates back over.
T-Bates again with the big clear, but it's Ghost finally getting the ball that he wants. Going to send it towards the midline right now. This one's kind of up in the air, but it's going to be Sharp who has the cojones to go for it first. Ghost knocking it right back off the wall, though.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth at the moment. This is a bit of dead time, ping pong time, if you will, as both of these teams are just waiting patiently for a mistake to happen. And Bruno may have just seen it. Oh no!
It's so close, but it's off the crossbar, off the side. Now down a member. Florida State need to hold on. Icarus buys him a lot of time right there with that touch. Reverb gonna send it off the wall here for FSU.
Yeah.
Gets the touch.
LSU thanking whatever being made it so that didn't happen, right? That landed right on the goal line. Bruno kicking himself in the leg for not putting that one in.
And it's been so many of those for Bruno in this game. He's had so many opportunities. This could have been a 7-1 game if he had just put every single one of those in, but he's barely managed one. In fact, it was his teammate who did it. It's got to feel so rough.
Yeah, no, and it's not a great feeling to be happening at all. But here we see once again the pressure being put on by LSU. Icarus trying to clear it away. T-Bates going after Bruno, stops a lot of that big push, and that might just be a goal.
No, the FSU goal is left wide open. Sharp knocks it in from up top. A great redirect from this LSU player. Sharp recognizing his opportunity and taking it towards the back right side.
Yeah, and that just worked out for them there. Now they've got that goal lead once again. 1:24 left on the clock. I mean, that's plenty of time to try and score one back, but if LSU scores another goal, it's looking dicey.
Yeah, you really have to crank up the aggression here if you're Florida State. Ghost whiffing the ball, and now down a player. Florida State have to play defense here with 1 minute left on the clock. That's not what you want to be doing. Bruno using a lot of boost to get this ball, which means he's not going to be able to play offense at the same speed that he wants to. Ghost will be up for the clear, allows his team a good bit of time, but Sharp just picks up the rebound. These passes aren't quite landing for the Noles.
Yeah, now once again, 1 minute remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Every second is so important in a matchup that is this close. LSU already a game ahead, so Florida State are already playing on a back foot.
LSU sending it forward. Bruno, though, can't get up for the save. I don't think he had the boost to get there. Just driving across the goal at a snail's pace, won't be able to get there in time.
And there we go. LSU putting in that third goal, putting them up 2 points. That is, what, 24 seconds an average goal? We've seen it happen before. Will it happen now?
And the series is so close, a score would not tell you. LSU gaining control of the ball, but gonna be forfeiting it to FSU right now as Ghost goes for it, but he's gonna be missing the ball. So LSU back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, FSU in a, like, they keep getting these good potentials and it just keeps going wide. We count the, like you said, if we count the number of shots Bruno's made this game, oh my goodness, he's gonna put another one in. Yeah,
T-Bates trying to seal this one up for LSU all on his own right now. Reverb having a nice little challenge here. It stops the ball, and T-Bates takes full advantage of it. Icarus just barely not able to get his car onto that ball, but 26 seconds on the clock. It's a tall order to pick up 3 goals.
Yeah, but like we were saying, FSU has massive potential, right? But they just keep going slightly too wide. Now LSU have pulled this massive lead of 4 goals, 20 seconds. I thought that was about to be 5 goals.
T-Bates was about to do it again, but now Ghost on the counterattack. If he hits his rebound, just barely. Sharp beats him to it. Bruno trying to put it back into the center right now. Icarus is up for the rebound, but it's a whiff. T-Bates gets another clear here for free with 5 seconds left on the clock. 1v1 against Bruno. One more goal would feel so bad here for the Florida State students, but it's not going to be had. LSU take the second game 4-1.
Yeah, LSU there really, really putting in the work. Gaining game number 2 as well. Like, this is not what FSU wanted to find themselves in. Now in the back foot, they have to do everything in their power to push back. But even then, looking at that, look, Bruno had 4 shots, and I'm pretty sure nearly every single one of those went in. Like, they were an inch away from going in.
It had to be more than 4. The stats tracking is okay in Rocket League, but honestly, 4 of those felt like 400. And Bruno just so unlucky on a lot of those, just bouncing off random cars or just hitting the post. It's just not going in. This feels a lot like the Illinois game where they went down 1 game against Illinois, but it only took them 1 game to bring it back against Illinois. While it looked like they were figuring it out a little bit here against this LSU team, it's taking them a good bit longer because LSU, as we've seen, LSU beat Illinois. They're the superior team in that regard. So it's going to take FSU a good bit of time to figure this one out. And they only have 1 more game to do it.
Yeah, they do not have. Yeah, they have approximately 5 minutes if you don't evaluate the wait time in between goals and things. So they've not got very long, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're an FSU fan, you will wanting more than anything for your team to sort this out. But LSU fans right now are feeling fantastic as we get into possibly the final game.
Now lining up, Icarus sends it up at halfway mark. Ghost tries it off the top, and they're going to be playing aggressive. FSU opening up very quickly here, something we haven't quite seen from them yet. Icarus playing very aggressively in the air. They haven't been challenging Ole Miss up until now. They're wanting to change this up entirely. Bruno challenging on the ground, but it's an open goal, and Sharp knocks one in! LSU. Immediately for LSU, going to be punishing.
Yeah, taking that lead immediately again, right? They're applying their dominance like they have been most of this series. I mean, honestly, I was pretty sure this was going to go to a game 5, but at the moment, this feels like a stomp.
And FSU, that slow, methodical team that we saw in the game against Illinois, just isn't able to keep up when they try to speed the game up on their own. LSU is perfectly happy playing the slow pace of Florida State. But Florida State was just trying to swap it up, but got a little too big for their britches there.
Yeah, now FSU really needing to reevaluate what they want to do to try and regain some composure.
Oh, dangerous. T-bases with the ball, but a nice save from Icarus is going to be keeping it out. Chopped right in front of the goal again. Sharp looks to knock it down just off the crossbar, though. He's going to be tapping it right out to his team. Ghost finds the clear, though, just in time for Florida State. They will be able to get boost now and regenerate some of that. Bruno now pressuring the center. Icarus up for the shot. Going to be a little bit high here, though. He's still up for the rebound. Sharp knocks it out. Florida State not out of this one yet. Bruno is all over this field right now, but it's not going to be enough for a goal.
No, and that's it. That's the thing. FSU keep getting these massive breakaways, these good attempts, and they get an inch to the goal, and then they just can't put it in.
It's really been a question of closing. They had pretty much the same amount of shots in both the previous games, but not able to turn it into any points. Now 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. They're still back 1. This is not a foreign position to them at this point. 3rd game in, you have to know that they can't be comfortable here.
No, this is definitely not a situation they found themselves in, right? Coming in to today with absolutely no rounds lost. They've never even, like, been concerned about losing a series. And now, for the first time in, like, I don't even know how many weeks overall now, it's really, really putting them in a weird place.
Yeah, and I think it's got to be crazy. We haven't seen these teams play before. In the 4 weeks prior that these teams got to play one another, it just so happened that our 2 top teams would be playing up until now.
Yes, both of these teams, they came in with like nearly perfect records, and it really would have been up in the air.
And honestly, it doesn't look very up in the air right now, as the Tigers are just rolling over the Noles right now. Still a 1-goal difference, but the control just feels so much in LSU's favor.
Yeah, I mean, LSU are doing phenomenal work here, but that doesn't go to say anything about FSU either, because like we've said, time and time again, they've gotten so close to these goals. If every shot that looked like it was about to go in and just barely went wide, FSU would have had a game. We would have been on 1-1.
I mean, just look at how long this ball's been standing in front of the goal now. FSU trying to just get it in the net, but LSU have been playing such good defense in front of their own goal. And now Reverb on the back. Icarus looks for the ball again. Finally, a clear will come through. He should get the cross in for free here. Ghost moves him in to try and finish it off. Oh, but it's a demo he goes for instead. Reverb almost knocking it in there. T-Bates and Sharp there to clear the ball for LSU. Icarus should have the save.
Oh, Icarus with a good save here. Icarus now trying to run it down. Has to get it past Sharp. Sharp plays it patiently. Ghost ready. Clears. Over to Icarus. Icarus tries to redirect it, but he whiffs. And now, oh, Bruno with an attempt. Again.
And another shot from Bruno.
This pressure is so strong from FSU, but they just can't find a goal.
It's so hard to break this LSU roster. They're just parking it in front of the goal right now, only sending one member, two members tops forward at a time, and just not committing to anything because they know this one goal can win them the game.
And now once again, good clear coming out from Icarus. They need to be able to follow it up. That might just go... Okay, there we go. See, for a second there, I thought that would have been the one goal they managed to find.
I mean, you just look, LSU, the second that ball got cleared, LSU had two players back and teammates. Finds a Florida State open goal. Where on earth were those players?
And every goal that LSU has managed to find, it feels like it's not a... Obviously, T-Bates is an absolutely phenomenal player, and watching him freestyle there was fantastic. We've seen that multiple times. But every time they manage to find these goals, it feels like FSU is nowhere to be found in their goal.
Yeah, it was actually Bruno going for a demolition in the middle of the field instead of the ball, not realizing that T-Bates was coming, maybe out of his camera field of view, but it's got to be the communication there that let him down. As the shot comes in from FSU, making it 1-2, it's not impossible anymore.
Yeah, one goal down. It completely negates what we just saw happen there with T-Bates, bringing it to a one-goal differential once more. 50 seconds left on the clock. Is this FSU's comeback opportunity?
They have to do it now if they want to claw their way back into this series. At least pick up one here off the Tigers. Now Ghost sending one forward. FSU's not done. This ball still stuck in the midfield. Reaver's going up for it. And LSU looking to play that same aggressive game that we saw earlier. Kind of turn it up a little bit on the Florida State roster.
Yeah, oh, this is a chance, but it does get cleared by Sharp. Bruno's on it. The bounce back. Icarus sees it and plays it out. The challenge comes out from Bruno. This is a good chance for FSU as it is going to hit that backboard. He goes for a shot. Does it go in? It does, tying it up 2-2.
Icarus putting one in when they needed it. Finally, that pressure from Florida State paying off. LSU getting a little lost in the sauce themselves now. Running around this goal, not managing to find the ball at any point. Kind of just not in position to hit it. Not putting themselves in the places that they need to be. But now 2-2, Florida State back in this game.
Yeah, and I think this might be the momentum that Florida State... Oh, no!
So, we were talking about caster's curses earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's on me.
I'm unsure what happened there.
It was a kickoff, went straight towards the wall, popped it up off the player, and then just easily put in by Reaver for free. Icarus looks for one off the back wall, sets up his teammates, looking for the cross. Are LSU letting them put this one in?
Well, it looked like there was a bit of an issue, right? Bruno wasn't moving. So I don't know if Bruno had a controller issue and they got a goal off of it because of that and they let them put it in.
Icarus is saying there was a controller disconnection from Bruno. And so LSU being respectful, allowing Florida State to put that ball in. Good sportsmanship all around, honestly. You love to see it.
Yeah, that's where I was confused because I saw Bruno standing still, but I wasn't notified by either of the teams or any TOs that there was a technical issue. So both of them being good sports there, we are going to be going into overtime, it looks like, unless FSU manages to put this in.
It could do it. Reaper finding the ball out, but now it's overtime. 3, 2, 1, and we're getting into it. Both teams heading towards the ball, but the ball will be heading straight into the LSU half. Reaper, though, picking it up immediately. Will this be a long one or a short one, though? Of all the overtimes we've seen a huge remixed bag, but it's almost never been in the middle.
Now, here we go once again. Pinching it out, gets it out of the corner there. Reverb with a good touch. We see Sharp playing defensive. He's on Bruno. He's making sure Bruno can't set up, and that's exactly what he manages to do.
All right, now Ghost gets the touch that he wants. Teammates will be there for the clear. This LSU team does not want to let the ball in right now. They've brung everybody back, but it's Bruno there to find the cross to his teammate Icarus. Doesn't quite get it in time. He will drive it straight up this wall. Sharp going for the demolition, not quite finding it, but will put a stop to this ball's momentum. Ghost up for the stop, puts it back into the Florida State corner, but Bruno drives it right back up the wall. This could be the opportunity they need. The ball is straight in the LSU half. He takes the shot. Cross field to his teammate, but Ghost can't quite reach it in time.
Yeah, now coming into this, Sharp accidentally gets that to Icarus. He tried getting it to teammates, but it's going to end up straight up. There's a massive clear. Bruno with a touch, but they're in the air. Sharp gets it. Looking to try to take a shot. The demo happens, and that's going to be LSU taking the series.
Sharp puts it in off a fantastic demo. I think it was Reverb on the back post taking out the goaltender. Ghost barely getting something off the ball, but it's just not enough. And LSU with a huge upset taking the series 3-0.
Yeah, no, they managed to completely stay in control there. We kept thinking that FSU were going to have this breakout of greatness, but they just couldn't manage it that time around.
In every game decided by just one goal. It was so close the whole time. Pardon me, not the one that was 4-1, but regardless, close games the entire time.
Yeah, but we got to see some good sportsmanship there, as there was a slight technical issues. Both the teams resolved it very quickly, and I would like to congratulate LSU for taking the victory right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be all that we have for today, but we, of course, have our finals coming out tomorrow, I believe at 11:05.
I'm seeing 1:30 for the finals.
Is it 1:30? Okay, well...
The first semifinal is at 11:45, second is at 12:25, and the final at 1:30.
Okay, so 11:45 was the magic number I was looking for the start of the final day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Of course, if you want to keep up with the action tomorrow, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Twitch at @OfficialEGF. My name has been Kevin Navik Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at NavicCast, and today I've been joined by Cameron Dorfralic, and you can find him on Twitter at Doorcast. It's been an absolute pleasure casting with you, Dor.
You too. Thank you for everything, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely no problem, and we will see you tomorrow.